So in this video I'm going to show you my swing trading strategy, particularly one setup, which is my favorite setup in all of trading. It's a 1-2-3 break retest. Very, very effective because you automatically trade with the trend and you have protected stops. What you can see here are those two highs. When price came back to them a third time, we had a small reaction and then we broke through, came up here, and we came back down into this area. We are in the middle of the Bollinger Bands. We are obviously in an uptrend. All the moving averages align, and this is the kill zone, so to speak. This is where you want to look for a long. If we use the Fibonacci, you can see we barely touched the 50% retracement. You can also pull it down here. Then we are around the 38 retracement, but I draw it like this. I always use the most recent swing. So we are here in this area, and now we are looking for signs to go long. And then what do we see? We look for mostly for traditional price action, and what we see is an inside bar, this one, and then an inside bar, this one, and then a break of those inside bars to the downside, and we make this small pin bar. We also faked out this trend line here. We made the double bottom. If we zoom in a bit on the H1, it makes it a bit clearer. We made this double bottom here, right? We faked out this trend line. On the H1 we also have a pin bar, by the way. So what we do here is that we get in at the break of this pin bar, or alternatively you can go down to the H1. You can draw your local trend line and put a pending order above the break of that local trend line. That is up to you. So assuming we went long at the break of this pin bar, our stop goes below the level, below the trend line, and below the double bottom, so roughly around here, 40 pips. And our take profit is always the swing high, so up here. So we had 40 pips roughly for 94, a bit better than 2-to-1 risk reward, and these trades work out around 50 to 60% of the time, so very, very positive expectancy on these. These of course don't happen all the time, but often enough to have 1 to 2 trades per week, for example. Similar story here. You see we have the SR flip zone, like resistance, resistance, support, support, and then we broke through, got the reaction here, came down. We are in the middle of the Bollinger Bands, we are with the moving averages, and then we make this not perfect pin bar here, but good enough for me, absolutely. And then as always we can get in at the break, 20 for 90, so 4-to-1 roughly. We only need to be right on this 20% of the time to break even. We get in here at the break, and as always target up here the swing high, and we get there very quickly. Maybe one more. Okay, this one is a trend line retest actually. If we draw this trend line, you can see that we broke through it and retested it from the other side. We made this pin bar here, and we are also at this SR flip zone. It's not perfect, I would draw it around here roughly. So here we have the most confluence, right? Support, resistance. This is a bit messy here, but here market reacts again. Support, support, broke through, resistance. Now we have this pin bar here. So if we want to get in here, 60 for 80, this is not really the risk reward we are looking for. We want to have at least 2-to-1 usually. So what do? we wait for a retracement either to the middle of this pin bar here, or we can use the next support resistance level, for example this swing down here. So if we got in here, it's 36 for 100. That sounds a lot friendlier already. If we got in at the middle of this bar, then it would be 27 for 100. And that is how you preserve your risk reward while maintaining your win rate. Of course, you will lose a bit of win rate because you don't wait for confirmation of the break down here, but you will increase your risk reward by so much that this makes up for it more than enough. Oh, actually, I see another one here, right? Resistance, resistance, broke through, came back, support, bounced from the moving average, and we made this pin bar here. Take a look at the Fibonacci, exactly at the 50% level. Yeah, not much else to say here. Get in at the break, 45 for 140, a bit less than 3 to 1. So always go with the trend, always wait for break and retest, and you will do very, very well with this strategy. Just have the patience to wait for the really nice setups to happen, and you will be right about 50% of the time, 40% of the time in the beginning. Maybe 4 out of 10 trades you will have a winner if you trade this set and forget. And that will already give you a positive expectancy if you only aim for 2 to 1 risk reward or higher. Okay, thanks for your time. See you on the next.